Welcome to the Bible Quiz. Test how well you really know the New Testament. These are 15 true or false questions. You have 10 seconds for each question. Let's begin. Question 1. True or false? Jesus was led by the Spirit into the wilderness immediately after his baptism. You get 10 seconds. That's true. Matthew 4:1. Then was Jesus led up of the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted of the devil. Question 2. True or false? Jesus turned water into wine in Jerusalem. You get 10 seconds. That's false. John 2:1. And the third day there was a marriage in Cana of Galilee, and the mother of Jesus was there. Question 3. True or false? Only one disciple followed Jesus into the high priest's palace during his trial. You get 10 seconds. That's false. John 18:15. And Simon Peter followed Jesus, and so did another disciple. That disciple was known unto the high priest, and went in with Jesus into the palace of the high priest. Question 4. True or false? Jesus wept only once, according to the New Testament. You get 10 seconds. That's true. John 11:35. Jesus wept. Question 5. True or false? Jesus healed 10 lepers, and all of them returned to give thanks. You get 10 seconds. That's false. Luke 17:15-16. And one of them, when he saw that he was healed, turned back, and with a loud voice glorified God, and fell down on his face at his feet, giving him thanks. And he was a Samaritan. Question 6. True or false? Jesus fed 5,000 people using 5 loaves and 4 fishes. You get 10 seconds. That's false. John 6:11. And Jesus took the loaves, and when he had given thanks, he distributed to the disciples, and the disciples to them that were set down, and likewise of the fishes as much as they would. Question 7. True or false? Peter walked on water without sinking at all. You get 10 seconds. That's false. Matthew 14:30. But when he saw the wind boisterous, he was afraid, and beginning to sink, he cried, saying, Lord, save me. Question 8. True or false? Judas Iscariot betrayed Jesus for 30 pieces of gold. You get 10 seconds. That's false. Matthew 26:15. And said unto them, What will ye give me, and I will deliver him unto you? And they covenanted with him for 30 pieces of silver. Question 9. True or false? Jesus raised Lazarus after he had been dead for 4 days. You get 10 seconds. That's true. John 11:39. Jesus said, Take ye away the stone. Martha, the sister of him that was dead, saith unto him, Lord, by this time he stinketh, for he hath been dead 4 days. Question 10. True or false? Jesus prayed 3 times in the Garden of Gethsemane. You get 10 seconds. That's true. Matthew 26:44. And he left them and went away again and prayed the third time, saying the same words. Question 11. True or false? Jesus was crucified at the third hour according to Mark. You get 10 seconds. That's true. Mark 15:25. And it was the third hour and they crucified him. Question 12. True or false? One of the criminals crucified with Jesus defended him. You get 10 seconds. That's true. Luke 23:40-41. But the other answering rebuked him, saying, Dost not thou fear God, seeing thou art in the same condemnation? And we indeed justly, for we receive the due reward of our deeds, but this man hath done nothing amiss. Question 13. True or false? Jesus rose from the dead on the third day according to the Scriptures. You get 10 seconds. That's true. 1 Corinthians 15:4. And that he was buried, and that he rose again the third day according to the Scriptures. Question 14. True or false? Mary Magdalene was the first person to see the risen Jesus. You get 10 seconds. That's true. John 20:14. And when she had thus said, she turned herself back and saw Jesus standing, and knew not that it was Jesus. Question 15. True or false? Jesus ascended into heaven immediately after his resurrection. You get 10 seconds. That's false. Acts 1:3. To whom also he showed himself alive after his passion by many infallible proofs, being seen of them 40 days, and speaking of the things pertaining to the kingdom of God. How many did you get right? Let us know your score in the comments. Subscribe for more hard Bible quizzes. And remember, the more you study the Word, the stronger your faith becomes. God bless you.